Привет, Юлия, привет, боец. Привет, Квертапер. Да, музыка классная. Я вообще, в принципе, люблю скрипку. Один из моих любимых инструментов. Да, сегодня подольше поиграем. Я думаю. Пора бы уже, как бы, в игре начать развиваться, а не просто в больнице тусовать. Привет, Владимир. Доктор Тора Стринглет, молодой смелый врач, воодушевленный успехами современной медицины. В данный момент он сам проводит эксперименты и ждет, когда доставят заказанные им товары. Он подозревает, что продавец хочет продать другому, да, это мы помним. И одному из них нужно отнести лекарство. Ни один из экспериментов Тора с переливанием крови пока не был успешным. Тора втайне пробует на пациентах экспериментальное лекарство от испанки. Не, погоди, вот этот. Уэрли не одобряет современных методов медицины. Больше пока про ничего не знаем про него. То есть, видите, чем больше у нас есть информации, тем проще нам сделать выбор. Ну, так как мы сами как бы занимались переливанием экспериментальным, я думаю, как коллеги подобного, которое в итоге как бы прижилось и стало замечательным, думаю, ему отдадим. Ну, тем более он их и заказал, как бы, а тот второй, так понимаю, как раз тот самый, кто предлагал подороже взять. Все это дело саботировал. Ну, один из них, как бы, кому я сейчас собираюсь отнести, я так понимаю, опиум для лечения использовал, а второй, видимо, просто наркоман тупо. Возможно. Но мы это не можем знать, пока историю не узнаем полностью. Могут, да. Но они как бы и так уже пострадали все. То есть они как бы... У людей два варианта. Либо ты страдаешь с шансом на вылечиться, либо ты все равно страдаешь, но при этом у тебя нет шанса вылечиться.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me,
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Тем более он не одобряет современных методов лечения, то есть он из этих людей, типа, раньше было лучше, вот это вот все. Все современное говно. Поэтому нет.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
I have managed to improve the mixture by diluting it. Have you ever heard of Sir Joseph Francis Olive? Or the placebo effect?
No, I don't think so. Why?
A placebo is a substance or procedure that has no actual physical effect.
You made a placebo of my project. Why?
Research has established that a placebo, as long as the subject believes in the effect, can provoke a positive physiological reaction.
Really? That's fascinating. And you want me to, what, administer the placebo and see what occurs?
Something like that, yes.
Well, I'm a bit surprised, but I trust you, Dr. Reed. Please take the key to my cabinet and put this placebo there for future use.
Тем более мы сами там, видите,
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
все в итоге будем лечить. Как лечить?
I'm never gonna get anything from her.
Пришвилку. Вампир будет до тех пор, пока я его не пройду. Потому что игра мне нравится. Ну да, он даже лучше поступил, как бы. То, что ты придумал говно, есть вариант лучше.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any...
Goodbye for now.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. Definitely.
Куда мне идти? Почему голова не показывает там вверх, а тут просто как бы кабинет его, я без понятия где. Лучше кучу лишних запятых, чем вообще без запятых. Здравствуй, DSP.
It's locked.
Я понял, что кабинет, я просто без понятия, где его кабинет. Что есть поживиться? Ничего.
It's locked, all right. It's locked. At least Strickland can't kill anyone with this formula. It's locked, all right.
Так, еще меня смущает вот что. То есть этого чувака мы не нашли. И вот этого мы не нашли. Но это, видимо, дальше будет находиться. Вот это вот непонятно. То есть я не хочу вручать, пока я вторую личность не знаю. И еще где это было? Привет, Лак. Вот этому чуваку нужно лекарство.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
Средство от переутомления.
I have to go now, sir.
I'm all right.
Почему я его не сделал в прошлый раз? Ресурсов не хватило.
Reads me like a book.
Привет, Сергей.
I'm never gonna keep anything from her.
Значит, пойдем сейчас искать этого паренька. Тогда сразу сделаем, что можно. Так, на будущее. Кому понадобится.
Hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the
Good evening,
circumstances,
Mr.
I'm
Goswick.
willing to give
I'm okay.
Чтобы проверить состояние здоровья, нажмите, чтобы улучшить качество крови горожан, состояние района, также получите опыт, если будете лечить горожан. Как его дать?
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Отлично.
I have to go now, sir.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Все, погнали спать. Так, здесь что у нас требуется? 10-й. Выносливость. Останется 400. Возьмем. Дальше. ХП на самом деле тоже качать было бы неплохо. Крови вроде и так хватает. Мне не хватает. Да, мне от хила не хватает. 1300, блин. А это с кем? Хотя разница всего 50. Мне не нравится, какие здесь цифры. Здесь 8-й нужен. Патроны. Увеличить число патронов, которые можете таскать. Не вижу смысла. Ладно, пока хватит. Важное событие в районе. Каждую ночь вы своими действиями улучшаете или ухудшаете состояние района. Состояние также может ухудшиться из-за распространения болезней. Чем больше вы убиваете, тем опаснее становится район. Если состояние здоровья жителей района кажется ниже критического, уровень Уровень, он погрузится в хаос. Судьбу районов решаете вы. Ну, короче, что-то похожее на маскарад. А, у нее болезнь была, а теперь ее нет. Вот этот значок. Клей коксу нужен еще, тогда от приготовления. Ну, смесь Дизонорда и маскарада, скажем так. Все такие переутомленные, тут неизвестно.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Что надо?
Come on, I don't have all night.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Почему она руки не помыла все это время? То есть просто за крафт еще опыт дают.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Milton cheats patients out of their money at this hospital, Pippa. Are you his accomplice?
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful? By abusing the sick and poor?
No. It is my definition of getting out of this useless life once and for all.
Привет, Маркус.
Why do you do it?
Why not? Most of the sick who paid for a bed are already dead, or will be soon. Don't you see the futility of all this?
In your position, I would suggest a more elaborate defense. Cynicism will not save you.
This isn't cynicism, it's realism. You still need me, Dr. Reed, and you know it.
Whose idea was it?
What difference does it make? We did it together, and I'm guilty as charged.
Answer my question.
It was my idea first, even though Milton would say it was his, to protect me.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
Tell me why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral scam?
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realized I could make a fortune.
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see this city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow we may be fighting for food.
Обратите внимание, единственный, кто в этой больнице жулик, это негр.
Goodbye, Milton.
Еще ни в одной игре, где есть выносливость, у меня не было, чтобы выносливость была больше, чем ХП. Что, пугать меня будут хоррором? Вот почему я не люблю загрузки. Хотя бы напишите, вы готовы выйти из больницы или нет. Но он ее обманул и использует. А если наоборот, то это расизм. Это будет слишком легко.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Не будем пока брать. Хотя...
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Здрасте.
I cannot enter.
Такая пачка денег лежит, всего 2 шиллинга. Так, а как я сюда поднялся? Я что-то уже это... запутался. А, вот отсюда. Вот серьезно, такая маленькая локация, что здесь грузится? Чему тут грузится? Сделайте его без загрузки вход в дома. Неужели так сложно?
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
Да, как я мог забыть про консоль. Нигде чистого зеркала нет. Так, это уже интересно. То есть он вообще не оглушает, да? Тогда не особо интересно. Сэмюэль Коннор. Европеец, мужчина, 40 лет, рыбак, естественная, быстро прогрессирующая пневмония, вирус индуцированным уплотнением легкого.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
А, он погиб иначе, чем утверждается. Вон на чё.
It's locked.
Здесь все заперто. Ну, чуть взлому, потом фиг знает. Эти сундуки потом искать. Потому что не вспомнишь. Попозже зайду.
Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps?
А почему он решил, что смерть не та, что описано до осмотра?
The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman.
Там то авмы было написано.
A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful.
Еще раз.
Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms
То
and legs.
авмы, да.
Old and distinctive injuries
Качественный перевод.
of a sailor or a fisherman. Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
И все это ведет сюда по итогу. Так наоборот, когда ты не донатишь, ты ущемляешь права нищебродов. Джон Доу. О, ничего такого в этом имени. Это типа всех так называют неизвестных. Как бы в больницах, если тело неизвестного, ему дают имя Джон Доу. Нет, мне не нравится так. Этот ютубер так-то и назвался, потому что типа не хочет быть известным. Я так подозреваю, когда он этот ник делал. И я лично двух ютуберов таких знаю. Один делает прохождение, переводя на русский, а второй обзорщик из нулевых, который, не знаю, делает сейчас что-то или нет. Вот, это если правильно пишут.
These scowls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Я слишком крут, чтобы по лестнице идти. Да, я бы не смог. Раскромушка закончилась. Там по-другому не пройти. Ну и да, как я говорил, если идти чисто по сюжетке, враги приблизительно твоего уровня, и вот если идти по сюжетке, а не как я вчера, то с вероятностью процентов 100, ну 90, я уверен, чтобы я прошел без смертей бы. В чем смысл? Ну, так это мало, 10. Если я с 16 справлялся. Чё, стало получше.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I have to go now.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor.
Да, можно.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Но получше от нее только кровь. Это все немытое ходит.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
As for me, what a blunder.
Ну, я это уже сделал. Спасибо, конечно, за подсказку.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Do you think Dr. Strickland has any chance of curing the Spanish flu by himself?
His wish to cure the sick is not driven by pride, but by an idealistic view about our mission here. Honestly, I don't know which is worse.
You consider him a good practitioner, yet you will not report his methods.
Strickland may be a rival, but I will not use dirty tricks or regulations to prove him wrong. We are doctors, not politicians.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
With you at our side, Dr. Reed, I know
И не
that
будем мы
Pembroke will
никого
prevail
жрать.
and survive this epidemic.
Конечно, на геймпаде. Его не на геймпаде невозможно проходить. Это эксклюзив консоли. Миринет и Коркоран.
It's locked, all right.
Какие-то козы мекают.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Tell me what Dr. Tibbets did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his
Она
error,
привела к смерти.
Dr. Tibbets would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tibbets in our situation?
I can't say I approve of what you did. But as a field surgeon, I know that some situations require you to bend the rules.
I'm not proud of what I've done, but to contain the epidemic must be our priority, so we can't afford to lose Dr. Tibbets.
I've decided that I won't reveal Dr. Tibbets. Shall we say, misdemeanor?
I'm so glad you share my point of view. Dr. Tibbets is a brilliant practitioner. We most definitely need his know-how.
I hope you're right. This is a huge risk we're taking.
Dr. Tibbets must regain his confidence. Please, keep this decision between you and me. He doesn't need to know you found out.
Я же ему уже типа рассказал.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Как-то туповато было.
Good evening. Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine. Just do something for this pain, will you? That's all I'm asking.
Goodbye for now.
Damn.
The pain. I wonder what your last thought would be, sir.
Спасибо, Швил. Пока.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
It may seem strange, but your words have brought me some comfort here.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Слишком смешно, чтобы я не ответил так.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Кто там орёт?
The life running in your veins. This dead flesh needs it.
Oh, please spare me, Dark Queen. Spare your obedience.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Привет, LGRBL. Надо.
apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Тем не менее, ты не ответил на него.
You are aware that I too know the thirst for the scarlet nectar.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition. Is our little mystery closer to being solved, Dr. Reed?
I think of nothing else, my lady.
My situation is delicate, and it occupies all my thoughts. The blackmail must stop. I need assurance.
О, наконец-то.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect.
Интерны парашу. Не смешная.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round. The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Пипа, Дороти, капец, конечно, имена тут у всех.
Damn. Here again.
It's locked, all right. It's locked. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
Пипа замешана в чем-то.
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess.
Что еще подсвечено?
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Дороти, Гвинет Петрол. Кто там орёт опять?
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Дай пройти. Хочу поговорить с человеком. Дай пройти.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
I've never seen so many people dying at the same time. What's that doing?
Чё они тут собрались все?
Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Newton Blight. I've lost my mate. Can't find him anywhere.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. Please, calm down and give me more details.
Oswald and myself were both infantry, sir. We were en route for the hospital, but we had a disagreement. And Oswald ran off towards the canal.
How long have you been searching for him?
I can't go there. Too many rats by the water. Fucking rats. Can't stand them since the war, sir. Can't stand them at all.
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many soldiers who survived the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend.
Он похож на Шурика, ему только очков не хватает.
What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Oswald Thatcher. We survived the war together. Oswald is nervous and quite fragile since we came back from the war.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I'm Oswald's best friend. We served in the same regiment, sir. We've taken care of each other since we came back from the front.
This is a dangerous part of town. What are you doing here?
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital. We both need help. Treatment, I mean. To get some sleep. Just need to feel better, sir.
Where was your friend the last time you saw him?
He went down by the canal. He didn't want to go to the hospital. I think he went to the sewers on purpose. So I couldn't go after him.
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Так. Не понял. А где его квест?
Have you found Oswald?
Not yet, sir.
All right.
I have all the...
Thank you.
Кокс еще куда-то уперся.
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed. Still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. As long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, oh, I like that.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favour.
Only the strongest survive, then? Survival at all costs. Is that all you think about?
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
Вот его можно сожрать будет. Его не жалко.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in the hospital?
Blackmail? That's not my style. Too risky. The black market, though. Now that's where the money is.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
We can't escape the consequences of our actions. The past catches up with us in the end.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I could say for most folks.
And who are you, then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys. One day, I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
I'll leave you for now.
Hey, Doc.
I'll leave you.
Да, подожди.
Hey.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally. But don't push your luck.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited.
I'll leave you for now.
Jesus, I've never seen so many people.
Клей. Мне надоели твои выходки. Какого лешего ты это сделал? Теперь в доках все говорят, что мой муж выпустил кишки этому парнишке. Сколько раз я тебе повторяла, прежде чем доставать нож, считай до 20. Как мы можем заниматься делами, как Можем требовать подчинения от людей, если ты убиваешь всех, кто тебя разозлил. Теперь пошли слухи, что какие-то родичи этого парня тебя ищут. Один даже поклялся тебя убить. Не приходи сегодня домой, тут на улицах какие-то странные патрули. Может, это ополчение коммунистов, а может, кто-то хочет тебя арестовать. Спрячься где-нибудь на пару дней. Как насчет больницы или отчепела? Сделай что-нибудь полезное для разнообразия, разберись там с делами. Когда все успокоится, я пришлю одного из наших сообщить, что ты можешь вернуться и двина. Ну понятно, мы этого чувака сожрем первым.
Hey, Doc.
What can you tell me about your marriage, Clay?
Marriage is the sweetest cage, they say. Well, I found myself locked in one with a wild animal.
You mean your wife keeps you on your toes?
No, I mean, we both have claws and we both love to bite.
Am I right to assume your wife's letter pissed you off, Clay?
I was so mad, I threw away the knife she got me when we got married.
Your wife gave you a knife as a wedding present.
That knife has always been my lucky charm. If I'd had it in my hand when I got stabbed on that pier, I'd not have been wounded.
Do you want it back?
I don't need it here, but if you'd be kind enough to bring it to me, I'd be really grateful.
A grateful Clay Cox? I might just find your knife and bring it back to you to see that happen.
I can give you directions, but I'd be surprised if you managed to find it. My hideout isn't meant to be found easily.
A lucky charm? I never would have taken you as the superstitious type.
We all have our flaws, Doc. Mine's to have my weapon of choice for when the really dirty business comes around.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Is this supposed to be an hospital? A pigsty would smell better.
Дороти, крыса, она обычно внутри больницы была. А сейчас она куда-то убежала. Нажмите, что активирует чутье. Если горожанин найдет себя подозрительным, его сердце будет светиться по-особому. Посмотрите на горожанина, разблокируйте особые действия, найдите Дороти Крейн. Опа. А Шурик-то что-то скрывает. Или он просто кругами тут ходит. Да, он просто кругами ходит.
It's locked.
Я слышу, расслабься, здесь никого нет, но не пойму, откуда это. Еще не слышу, а вижу. А вот они.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Что у мужика текстурок мало на лице. Забрать громилу? В смысле забрать?
He's locked the door behind him. I need to find another way to follow him.
Минус громила.
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
Ну, кстати, из всех канализаций, которые я видел, это самая интересная. Она не раздражает, потому что здесь нет воды. И она не однообразная. О, вода, кстати. Ну да, как бы во второй готике гильдия воров канализации. О, новая двуручная. Или нет? Нет, обычно валится. 130 урона. Двуручная, да. На 106. Выносливость то же самое, скорость то же самое. Прощай, коса, что я могу сказать. Дичь. По-моему, дробаш там 140 отнимал. О братстве Святого Павла. Опять ностальгия. Я бы посоветовал членам нашего клуба с большой осторожностью относиться к этим так называемым ученым. Да, большинство относится к нам дружелюбно и с уважением, но для членов этого закрытого клуба, как Червитред, было бы крайне неуместно говорить о наших целях, наших товарищах, наших традициях. Я бы также хотел напомнить о том, что само братство достаточно древнее и у него довольно таинственные традиции. Одной из них, по сообщениям наших информаторов, может быть ритуал под названием «Изгнание дракона». Похоже, при определенных условиях члены братства и святого Павла проводят этот ритуал, если находят агрессивного и кровожадного ностальгатора. В чем именно он заключается, я не знаю, существует ли он на самом деле. В этом я тоже не уверен, но мне удалось установить следующие. Каждый, представляющий угрозу для Лондона, вампир бесследно исчезал после того, как братство проводило против него ритуал изгнания. Сам Фергал Банша был достаточно умен, чтобы не бросить вызов братству. Этот урок должен запомнить каждый из нас. Нельзя допускать, чтобы братство объявило тебя драконом.
This is despicable.
Ревары. Как это переводится? Где перевод титров этих надписей, точнее? Ладно, посмотрим, что здесь. Слышал, что переиздание говнина. Ну, торопиться не стоит. Подожди, я же в начало вышел, как так получилось. И это не начало, а с другой стороны выход наружу. Она еще... Да, обычные удары еще и стамину снимают, реально имба. Все, всю игру проходим с этой палицей.
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
Все двери постоянно закрывают. Похоже на босса. Помойное чудовище.
What sort of creature is this?
Мы с оборотнем уже дрались. Да. Игра и так-то легкая была, теперь вообще изи. Нет, слишком поздно. Ну где рано? Пусть. Палка наносит урона больше, чем способность, при этом еще и выносливость сдувает. А, она уже была, тогда что за вопрос? Буду ли я смотреть, если это уже было? А, я не увидел, все, я понял. Да, я и в прошлом году кого-то, ничего удивительного. Но это от конференции зависит. Вспомним E3, когда анонсировали Dark Souls 2. Просто сравниваем впечатления, когда ты вот смотришь трансляцию, видишь Dark Souls 2 в то время, я вообще офигел от неожиданности. И если бы ты на следующий день просто прочитал это где-нибудь в Твиттере, что Dark Souls 2 будет. Вообще феноменальная разница. При том, что когда ты смотришь, я прямо сижусь, я думаю, о, Dragon Age, наверное, новый, там, или какой-нибудь Skyrim тоже новый. То есть куча всяких вариантов было, но Dark Souls 2 вообще не думал, что будет. Последнее, что я подумал там в тот момент. Когда увидел эту надпись, просто офигел.
Not a lot to check, but I should anyway.
Если вы больны, если у вас нет денег, неважно кто вы, неважно откуда, обращайтесь за помощью к Дороти. Никакого обмана, никакой платы, никаких вопросов. Просто найдите дом Дариуса Петреску и покажите этот купон. Даса сунтати балнав сину авети бани. Орисине этифисиди ориунде ативини. Доротея вапуате ажута. Ну есть и пока лиала гратуит дискрет. Венити лакаса луй Дариус Петреску ку акест купон.
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
берешь и не смотришь эти спойлеры. Я, например, вообще без понятия, что там будут показывать, потому что я специально не смотрел ни слухи, ни вот это вот все, потому что зачем? Это то же самое, что, как бы, допустим... Это то же самое, что спойлеры к играм смотреть. А потом возмущаться, что зачем играть в игру, если я уже все спойлеры видел.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Кто это? Кстати, по канализации было бы безопаснее дойти. Ну ладно. Ну и плюс, как бы, знаешь, какие в принципе игры будут уходить. То есть не обязательно их именно ждать, когда они выйдут. Просто, допустим, знаешь, что там года через 2 будет такая-то игра, все. Вот я узнал, что будет, опять же, на анонсе на одном из E3, что будет Beyond Good and Evil 2. И даже если она в итоге говном окажется полным, что скорее всего так и будет. Сам факт, что его анонсировали, уже хорошо, потому что как бы не забыли про игру и наконец-то, как говорится. Ее я все равно не жду, пока она выйдет, проще. Серьезно, 7-й уровень. Как он не заметил? Какой-то путь длинный. По канализации недолго пробежал, обратно иду полчаса.
I have this first blood.
Я в места захожу, в которых никогда не был. Куда мне вообще не нужно. Все это время я не туда бежал. Либо я что-то не вижу. Уж по лесам можно.
I cannot enter.
Возможно, сюда позже по каким-то другим заданиям нужно будет идти. О, можно переместиться, наверное, через убежище. Вы думаете, что вампиры скрываются в опасных районах Лондона и живут в лачугах? Нет, они ходят и в лучшие клубы и живут в роскошных домах Вест-Энда. Мне дополнительно известно, что некоторые из них втайне правят империей. У них есть свой клуб, свои общественные деятели. Они устраивают баллады и приемы. Их цель управлять страной и нашими судьбами. Мы должны разоблачить этих алчных врагов человечества, которые явились в наш мир, чтобы не свергнуть нас в вечную тьму преисподней. Вы знаете их имена, но не смеете их произнести. А я это делаю, и совсем скоро. И тогда весь Лондон узнает название клуба вампиров. Кларенс Кроссли. За дополнительной информацией обращайтесь напрямую ко мне. А как перемещаться? Ну, знаешь, в чате кто-то наврал. Потому что в чате писали, что через убежище можно перемещаться. Хотя, возможно, это был вопрос, просто знака вопроса не было. Почему я здесь не могу наверх запрыгнуть? Так, пойдем-ка все-таки отдохнем. куда чувак делся? Теперь ищи, свищи его. Так. А, то есть она уже второго уровня была прокачана. Лично наносимый урон. Добавляет 3 единицы оглушения, для оружия наносит урон. То есть 13 к урону получается, либо 3 к оглушению. На самом деле, что то. Но я урон сделаю. Все-таки. Так, берем хил все-таки. Дороговато, жалко. А, ну следующий уровень не скоро, кстати. Что здесь? На 40 больше. Да, 2000. С такой боевкой, когда, точнее не с боевкой, а сложностью, когда так все изи, качать еще стелс что-то не хочется теперь. Привет, Лицион. Тем более стелс по сути только на одного игрока. В смысле на одного противника. Сколько он там вообще стоит? 500. 1000. Ладно, возьмем. Хочется разнообразия. Пикирование вообще нет смысла брать. Так, здесь что? Короче, магия. Магия, сами знаете для кого. не было бы нормально. По-моему, от головной боли у меня нет рецепта. Отчепели. Но я только туда направляюсь. Поэтому там все печально. Пять минут перерыв. 10-й, кстати, уровень ровно. Интересно, здесь можно максимум качаться во все скиллы при фарме. Чувакам нет смысла. Ладно. Не знаю, что он тут делает, учитывая, что я нашел его приятеля.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher. Do you feel any better now?
Yes. This neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier too.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
Why did you run? What was the reason for your argument?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital. I can't stand being closed in. It makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctors said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
По-моему, как раз на это лекарство мне не хватило ресурсов.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
As a soldier, you're expected to kill the enemy to survive. Guilt is a powerful emotion and could lead to feelings of suffocation and oppression.
My God, you're so wrong. Believe me, I would kill if it happened again. Violence is part of who I am.
Да ладно. Во всех РПГ, где есть такого типа диалоги, персонажи дергаются. Скайрим, Ведьмак 1.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself. Good evening.
Evening.
Если еще раз спрошу.
Oswald.
I don't trust Doc. I've seen...
Oswald.
I don't trust doctors. I've seen enough butchers.
Понятно, я все засрал.
Goodbye, Miss. Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to see Mr. Thatcher is safe, for now.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were total strangers and you helped us anyway. Can't thank you enough, sir.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous.
Должен был с этим поговорить, тогда бы я понял, что там ответить нужно.
And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run. It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight? If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was... Well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere. Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
У меня к этому глаз не цепляется, а к Ведьмаку цеплялся.
I fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we're in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors.
Уже не удастся.
But perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. Couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
Really pissed me off.
Я куда он ушел?
It's locked, all right.
Я умею делать... Вот так, да? И я не могу через решетку это сделать почему-то.
Good evening.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Не, 5 минут прошли, ровно 5 минут.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try...
Ну так зачем в дым тогда превращаться, а не просто типа бежать очень быстро? Сниматься тогда должна быть то, что ты вот типа быстро передвигаешься резко. Просто вот этот бег бы ускорил бы раз в 10. Ну да, тут вампиризм именно на болезнь похож сильно. То есть нет такого типичных вампиров, которые там... Ну, по атмосфере очень Bloodborne напоминает. Даже не стараюсь особо. Здесь даже кровь и в целом графон похоже выглядит, только чуть лучше.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Столько всякого говна падает, и не то, что мне нужно, не падает. Кусочки пушек для крафта. Минус чувак.
You'll understand. You've wasted your life away.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened. Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
А, вот этот второй чувак.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. And now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
Мигрень. Нет, мигрени нет средства.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
Привет, Юлия. Ну типа да, но я не буду этого делать, я буду только лечить. Если игра не заставит. Ну или совсем отбитых, типа кокса буду высасывать.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
Пальмер мы не находили, мы находили только письмо. Вручить ее Альберту Пальмеру, вручить Бенджамину Пальмеру. Хотели завербовать Альберта Пальмера, но их человек не пришел на встречу. Возможно, банда обманула его или произошло что-то похуже. Возможно, мальчик успокоится, если я узнаю, что произошло, почему встреча была отменена. Я уже не помню, почему она была отменена, надо почитать. Ну, понятно. Но алкашу этому я не хочу ничего отдавать, поэтому пацану, наверное, отдадим. Привет, Юлия, да. Если не поздоровался. Текста было много.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything. It ain't me.
Yes, you did. And it was cowardly and inexcusable.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Не, в итоге-то я вспомнил, значит не склеротик.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
Free? You may soon find out that you have simply traded one set of shackles for another.
You're all fancy words. none of which concern me. Go worry about someone else. I'm fine and I have a future here.
Понятно, короче. Ему говорил, что тебя приняли, а тому отдали бы, он бы сказал, этого бы не приняли, и, короче, пофиг на этого поехавшего. Пускай его там сольют.
Goodbye, young man.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Я просто думал, что наоборот мы ему расскажем, что типа над тобой пытаются издеваться, и на самом деле тебя не особо хотели принимать. Судя по записке, опять же. Ну, кстати, да, мог его и пристрелить. Вполне.
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help you?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reed.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar. A coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
Yes. Sounds like shell shock. I've seen a few cases like yours. This is nothing you should be ashamed of, Benjamin. And it's perfectly natural in your situation.
Not ashamed. I just need my pills. Peace and quiet, that's all.
Ты выбрал ему нефиг бухать?
A gun, alcohol, and...
Ну, почти то же самое.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Good evening.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Это логично, что тут дороже.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
так плохо изучать локацию.
I cannot enter.
Не знаю.
Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say, a live tenant's a paying tenant.
А уж кубики на завтра принесли.
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
What is your business exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
I don't approve of your actions, but I know very little about this borough, other than its reputation. There are always necessary evils.
A necessary evil. That's one way to think about it. Knew you had more smarts than all these immigrants.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
Именно так.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
I've no interest in money. Perhaps one night I will visit you and take what I require. If that should happen, there will be no need for a middleman.
So it's a no then. That's too bad. The Reed tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swamburgh shit.
Варианта согласиться не было, к сожалению.
Since I took an oath to help people, can I be of assistance?
Well, seen better days, that's for sure. But it was bound to happen with all these refugees about.
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds. Take this, in any case.
What? You give me this for free? Don't have a clue about this place, do you?
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you. I want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan. And I want the truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah, I've had to evict a few people. But that's business, isn't it?
I don't believe even you deserve such a cruel fate, though you have tested my patience beyond its limit.
Glad to hear. Nice to know there's another civilized individual in these parts. Not like those bloody savages.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane. She's a nurse. What can you tell me about her?
Dorothy Crane, bless her soul. I really should thank her someday.
Tell me truthfully, why are you so thankful?
By keeping my tenants alive, she's making me a rich man. Every month they live, it's more coin in my pocket.
Has she treated you?
No. When I need a checkup, I'd go to a bloody doctor, not some back alley clinic full of sick foreigners.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
Неплохо так с первого разговора полностью его зафигачили.
It's locked, all right.
А локация, конечно, слишком много поворотов, шорткатов. Очень сложно запомнить. Это когда мы находим какую-то, ну, синим, когда цветом подсвечивается. То есть когда мы находим какие-то подсказки через записки, либо диалоги с другими. И он типа, да, типа там убеждение режим включает. Хочу глянуть, что внизу находится. Так, тень РТ. Я думал, здесь прямо окопы какие-то будут.
Mr. Bates.
Evening.
Goodbye.
This is no place for you, sir. Shit, you can't fool
Да.
us. Yeah.
Тогда я не могу его стукнуть. Этим, да, внушением стукнуть. Но скилл... В таком случае скилл полезен. И выносливости больше сжирает при обычном ударе.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Меня курсор заглючило. Только Дариус. А, вот он.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Вот, все написано. Крыса она, короче. Шпионит в больнице нашей.
This district seems to get uglier every year.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever.
Нет, то, что там других людей лечат, это мы только что выяснили. Я просто изначально имел в виду.
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
А, про вампиршу я уже забыл, да, шантажирует же она ее точно. Сложно все в голове удержать, здесь столько персонажей, у каждого свои проблемы. Тебя постоянно туда в разные стороны мотает, и как бы все цепочки просто рушатся. Поэтому я уже забыл, что мне изначально вампирша дала задание.
Nurse Crane. So the bitch really is a nurse then. Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Right then. Show me what you have. You know. Goodbye for now. Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Все здоровые прям.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons. And that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Не, все нормально.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her.
One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson. Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Зачем сохранить в сейфе большую банку таблеток?
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
It's locked, all right.
Мистер Питерсон, мой долг сообщить вам о том, что ваша просьба принять вас на работу в доке была отклонена. Я благодарен вам за то, что вы потратили время, объясняя сложность вашей ситуации. Рассказали о том, что у вас болен сын, умерла ваша дорогая жена. Но мой долг состоит также в том, чтобы разъяснить правила нашей компании. Они явно запрещают брать на работу бывших преступников и осужденных. Ваши связи со скандально известными морскими ботинками не укрылись от вашего внимания. Сейчас тяжелые времена, сэр, и компания Финч и Харпер намерена прежде всего вознаграждать кандидатов, прошедших небольшую проверку, которую мы устраиваем соискателям. Я от всей души сочувствую вам, да не оставит Бог вас и вашу семью. Искренне ваш Р.Д. Харпер. Если вы заподозрили кого-то в том, что он вампир, не предпринимайте самостоятельных попыток его убить, у вас нет шансов. Вместо этого обратитесь ко мне и постарайтесь найти профессионального убийцу вампиров. Их мало, и они знают, как справиться с этими жуткими существами. Часть из них, похоже, действует вместе под именем Стражи Привена. Это военная организация, целью которой очистить Лондон от вампиров. Они ваши друзья. Вы не одни. У вас есть варианты, действуйте с умом. Расскажите об этом другим. Кларенс Кроули. За дополнительной информацией обращайтесь напрямую ко мне.
It's locked.
Не пойман, не вор.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Что с голосом? Чё ж вы все такие переутомленные?
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities, but I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
I'm sure your father did his best when he found this house. Times are tough for everyone, young man.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough, like... well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
Давайте свалил куда-то.
Let your guard down. Where's my money?
You again? What do you want this time?
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now. People won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak. And there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Don't let your guard down, sir.
Ты Клейтон. Нет, Клейтон журналист вроде, да. И священник. Вот на Клейтона похож. успел отрегениться. Карантин. Не выходите на улицу. Где ты, Ричард? Ричард Гир. Никогда Ричард Гир не нравился, кстати. А почему на нем прицел? Потому что он типа один, можно его сожрать. Или на всех прицел был, я просто не тыкал на NPC. Письмо издателя с отказом. Уважаемый мистер Нитергот, спасибо за то, что прислали ваш сборник стихов песни из сломленного города. Мы нашли его интересным, но это же мы вам ответили в первый раз, когда его получили. Но вы должны понять, что это страшное время. Для нашей страны публикация данной книги была бы совершенно неуместной, поскольку вы отказываетесь менять название и требуете, чтобы работу напечатали либо в полном объеме, либо вообще не публиковали, то мы решили выбрать второй вариант с лучшими пожеланиями. Адж Моррис. Раз грызут крыс, видимо, не бывает. Так, 3 часа. Я устал. Тут еще с 3 чуваками куча разговоров. Еще тут нужно куча разговоров. Надо перерыв делать, короче. На сегодня, я думаю, хватит. Может быть, чуть попозже будет косла, но это не точно. А вампира продолжим завтра. Всем спасибо. Пока-пока.